Hi everyone, it's Heather Jenkins, and you have found me at North Avenue Ink, Paper, Scissors on Facebook. This is my home on the internet, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Burlington, Vermont. I'm coming to you on September 3rd, 2024, and I have some wonderful, wonderful projects to show you tonight. I think that you're going to find them quite easy and fun to make. Let me switch right over to my camera and we'll get started. Hi, Tracy, glad you're here. Anybody else, pop on, leave me a comment, let me know who's in here. And I'm just gonna go right to the screen. So I recently was invited to be part of a group that is really, it's made up of a lot of educators and folks who have worked with special needs kids. And through that group, I'm becoming aware of how many folks have been touched by cancer. And I just thought, boy, there's a set that we have available that is actually not in the catalog. And I wanted to let you know about it. This is the Comforting Thoughts set, and it is an online exclusive. It's $20, I believe. I may misspeak. I'll have to post the correct price if I've goofed that up. But it is an online exclusive available in the website. And boy, sometimes there's just no way to get around how awful this disease is. And I have been working this week on prepping my next class for the month using the Full of Life paper. And I can't think of anything more encouraging and cheery than this paper for somebody who's not feeling well or is struggling. This paper is a 6x6 paper pack, and I'm going to just thumb through for you the pages and colors. When I looked at this in the catalog, let me share the catalog page. This is the suite is actually available with a stamp set and dies, ribbons, and embellishments on page 43 of the annual catalog. I didn't really feel like I needed the dies. I had other things that I wanted to use, and I didn't feel like I needed the sentiments. I had other sentiments I wanted to use. For example, the Comforting Thoughts sentiment. But I did love the papers. So there's a variety of watercolors, and I will be working with this paper this month and showing you some really fun things to do with this paper. Next week, I want you to come prepared with a doodling pen because we're going to do some doodling with this paper. But it's just gorgeous paper. It's happy, it's cheerful, and it goes with so many of the stamp sets that I like to work with. So I decided I would work with it tonight and get you inspired to have some cards on hand for those times when you really, really, really don't want to have to send a card, but you'll want to reach out. So let me put this away. Oh yes, and I want to remind everyone there is a catalog launch tomorrow, and I have an order or two that people have gotten me payment for and the order already, so I can get online at midnight and place those orders. But I can't show you this until tomorrow. If you didn't get a catalog, you got to let me know, and we'll get you one. Let's start with this first card here. And it's just a very simple vertical fold piece of cardstock. You could choose almost any color. This happens to be So Saffron. And then you want to take a white mat that's just a little bit shy and cut a piece of paper to go on top of it. So the measurements for that, Let me see what I've done with my ruler. So I think what I did is I did the white piece at 4 1/8 and the color designer paper at 4, and the length is 5 3/8, and the designer paper is 5 1/4. And what I did, you can see I just popped it up on dimensionals. Really, nothing could be easier. So let's grab the piece of paper and cut that right down. And I thought that maybe what I would do is go ahead and choose one of the different pieces of paper so you can see how easy it is to work with this paper. So I'm going to grab the other side, okay? And we'll do this. So we're going to go, let's get some of the bright colors in here. So we're going to go 4 by 5 1/4. Here we go. Set that aside. And I am using green glue just because it's easy to scoosh around. And I think when we finish this card, you'll see what the difference is between using the side that has a lot of white detailing and the side that is a watercolor. There we go. And nice little rubs. Very, very skinny, skinny mat. Okay, pop it up on some dimensionals. And I think I did about 6 on here, 1 in each corner. And a couple in the middle. I hope everybody's back to school is going well. We had, sad to say, first round of absences of teachers and kids today with COVID has come back in full force. So I'm hoping everybody will stay well. Here we go. So if that is where you are at in your life, you may want to think about masking and make sure you got that hand sanitizer ready because, boy, we're going to need it. Okay, so there's that set there. And you'll see here that there's this big, beautiful die cut. In the catalog, remember, I didn't buy the dies that went with the die set, with the stamp set. I had several sets with beautiful leaf images. The one that I chose to use today is from Flowers of Beauty, and it is very detailed. I'll run that through the die machine right now. And it's one of the reasons I bought this set of dies, because I know that having a really large, fun die like this can add a lot of pizzazz to your layouts. So we'll just run that through my die cutting machine. My sandwich there. Pull that in so you can see. There we go. This is a very detailed die, and it would certainly be one that you could use the adhesive sheets with. I did not choose to do that today because I wanted there to be some movement. See how we did cutting through here. And that looks good. Okay, grab my sponge mat. And those of you who are newer, there are brush attachments where you take your pick tool that will help you release all of these pieces of the die. And I imagine if you had a toothbrush, you could probably do the same thing. But it does help poke those little pieces out, and then you can release the dye a little bit more easily. So there's that, beautiful. Okay. There's that die cut going right there. I had a scrap piece of white to do the sentiment on. And this is, as I said, there's so many to choose from in this set. I really think that there is no good card for Cancer, but boy, you want to reach out to people. So I chose to use Blueberry Bushel ink, and that is in here. From the and then this little die is from the Essential Shapes die sets. So it's the smaller oblong here. I get so much use out of this. So if it's not been on your wish list, I would encourage you to add it. And pop this through. And you will see me, again, using some Post-it note tape to hold the die just in place so that I don't wiggle it. It's just good insurance. Sandwich. Crack is always so scary, but it's absolutely meant to do that. How do we do? Oh, rats. I think I had enough. We're going to do that one more time. My Post-it note tape was too sticky. So we'll just do it again because it's just scrap paper. I think what's beautiful about this card is that you really are letting the paper do the work for you. It's not a very fancy layout. But really, when you're sending something that's a sympathy card or somebody's in the hospital, you don't generally have a lot of time for turnaround on these kinds of cards. So to have some pretty paper that you love, that makes you feel like you're passing on some cheer, is a handy thing. Here we go. So pick some colors that you really love. I happen to love the Blueberry Bushel as a sentiment ink on cards like this instead of black. I think it's just more cheery to have the blue. Let's see, there we go. That's better. And there's that. And again, we're going to grab some dimensionals and some green glue. I'm going to flip this right over. This die cut I love because there's some intersections here that are thick enough for just dots of glue. Enough to keep it set. Just pop it down and add some more dimensionals. And we're going to be done lickety split. Okay. So I'm going to take your pick tool, get those little hexagons right off. There we go. So I did not get out invitations early enough today for people to join me live. It is the first week back at school and it is a little busy, but I'm glad that folks are going to be tuning in and catching up on the ideas here. These are basic rhinestones. These are a fabulous thing to have on hand in your crafting toolbox because not only are they beautiful and sparkly, but you can also use alcohol markers to color them. So you can get them tinted just the way you want for your project. Now, I happen to think that the clear works just fine. Oops, got a little cat fur there. for this particular project. There. So same paper, just the reverse. Okay. Easy peasy. Okay. Let me show you the second card that I had made. And this card, I use the note cards that are a little bit smaller. And I made use of the paper because, you know what? Sometimes you don't even have your trimmer with you. And this paper is gridded. So why not use that grid to help you in your crafting? Go ahead and trim down. Okay. And you're going to be on a white card anyhow. So if you aren't perfect, it's not really going to matter. Okay. So there's this piece. And I pulled from Unbounded Beauty Dies, which is another floral set that came out with the annual catalog. And it has this very basic label, which works just great. So I'm going to run that through the die cutting machine and show you how we flip it and use the other side to stamp on. So there's that. And we're gonna, which way do I want up? Do I want the lower one down? I think we're going to the pink to show a little bit. So there we go. And the one that I made earlier, I think I want it up a little higher. Here we go. Okay, run that through the die cutting machine. And you'll see that the embellishments that I used on this one are from a punch that I know most of you have. This is the bow punch. It looks like this for those of you who don't have it. Punches 2 at a time. So I've punched 2 more out. And what we're going to do is just so carefully on the card number. Always easier to stamp on that flat before you fold it. So we're going to pop this up here with dimensionals. Go. So while I am taking my papers off, I want to remind everyone that I will be doing the third Thursday of the month. The card class will be using this paper. Some of you I know picked it up on sale when the papers are on sale this past month. This is all popped up now. I'm going to grab my ink. And my stamp is all here. And what we're going to do is just lay it in there. So there's a little height. You can do this often with your dies. And it's a really simple, it just gives dimension and texture to your project without a whole heck of a lot of work. There's that. Okay. And here are my bow and flower. Oops. Cut my nails are hard to pick up. Tuck that right in there, pop that down. And again, picking up the white accent here on the paper. There's that right there. Grab some sparklies. maybe we'll give 3 flowers there. Always want to have kind of an odd number of embellishments so that the weight of them carries across nicely. And one more. Very blingy. I like this, very blingy. Okay, and then this is a little bit more subdued coloring. Okay, there's that. And then I had pulled, we have in the catalog a duo of white and petal pink ribbon. And if you have alcohol markers, you can certainly color the white ribbon and end up with, again, the color of your project that you are hoping to achieve. So what I did is I just took, it's about the width of the card there, probably maybe a 4-inch piece. And I'm just going to use some glue dots. Pull a couple of these off. And right there at the bottom of the, there's that. That one there. There's that one. Okay. So easy peasy. Okay. Very simple. And again, you're using dies that you probably already have. I think what you're looking for in your accents is something that's going to be big enough to pull the white color out of the paper. Or if it doesn't happen to be a white accent on the paper that you're working with, you can certainly grab a scrap of another color. Just easy, fast, quick cards that I wanted to share with you. And you can let me know what you think in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this project tonight. Remember, for those of you who are catching this on the replay, tomorrow does start the new mini catalog, and I would be happy to help you place those orders. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again real soon. I'm going to come on over and say see you later on my, let's see, there I am. Hi. And I will also be doing, the day after my third Thursday, a kit class. And I have lots and lots of kits that I have ordered to peek at, and I will be putting out a flyer on that a little bit later. But anyhow, that's what you see stacked up behind me is all the kits for the kit class. So watch for that information. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.